Hello, lovely ladies. My name is Brianna Moore, and I'm so happy to chat with you today. I want to talk about hypergamy in this episode. So I know everyone has seen, people talk about hypergamy online for some time now, and we have perspectives from both men and women. I just want to dig into it a little bit today. I entitled the video Hypergamy is Not Enough because as a woman who has been through narcissistic abuse and psychological abuse in relationship, I don't believe that hypergamy is enough. And here's why. Now, disclaimer, my abusive relationship was not hypergamous in any way. Okay, but I'm saying hypergamy is not enough because any relationship that is long-term, it's going to be more than transactional eventually. Even if you start out with one goal, say if your goal is strictly to secure a provider male in relationship, even if you start out with that goal, that's not going to be enough to sustain a long-term relationship if that's what you want. Now, if you're not looking for a long-term relationship, maybe that would work for you. But I think that most women who have this mentality of hypergamy eventually will want to settle down at some point. That's just my guess. I could be wrong. But again, whenever you're looking for something long-term as far as relationships, you have to consider several things, right? So before I really get into this, I just want to define what is hypergamy. Essentially, and I'm just giving a loose definition, it's the act of women seeking to be in relationships with men who are of equal or higher status. That could be socially, financially, educationally. Essentially, you want to find someone who has either the same amount of resources as you or more. Okay, so and don't try to come for me because I'm not saying I disagree with hypergamy. That's not the point of this video. I'm just saying that maybe it should be discussed a little further than just, surface value. So obviously, if you look at hypergamy from a historical standpoint and a biological standpoint, it does come natural for women. It's innate in us to look for men, partners, if you will, who have a certain amount of resources. Typically, we want someone who has the same or more than us because historically, the selection was about survival. That's it. Just making it to the next day, to the next week, having someone who could protect you. Because, historically, the world was a very dangerous place. So we needed someone who could protect us, who can provide us with resources, because as women, we bear children. And so it's important to have a support system because you can't go out and hunt if you're 6 months pregnant. You're vulnerable to men, wild animals, all kinds of things. So I get it. It's something that comes very natural to us. It's in our DNA. But I don't think that it has to be the driving force for our dating decisions. Because when you think about it, we still have a need to survive in modern society, but we're not living in that state of survival anymore. We don't have to build relationships strictly based on the need to survive because we can provide for ourselves. We can go out and work and so on and so forth. So if you make your decision solely based on what someone has, you are by definition living in a state of survival. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be in survival mode. I want to thrive. Okay, I don't want just the bare minimum in any area of my life, whether it's relationships, finances, my purpose, etc. So again, I just want us to think about like, what is it that we are truly looking for? Because, I've seen a lot of advice come from different people on the internet, and some of it I agree with, some of it I don't agree with, or I don't agree with the methods that they give for women to follow. I don't think it's wrong to desire to have a partner of a certain status, but I think it gets really, really tricky when it comes down to the way you approach things and the way you go about it. Let's see. So yeah, obviously you have to know what it is that you want. Nobody else can tell you what you want. How you want to go about attaining that. Why you want it, and do you have the tools to sustain it once you get it? And that, I think, differs for every person. It differs from woman to woman. So I think it's important to really know what you're getting yourself into. Now back to my original point of hypergamy is not enough. If you've ever been in a toxic or abusive relationship, if you ever get out of it, you tend to change your perspective on relationships and what you truly want and what truly matters in a relationship. So again, you could easily probably find a partner or a spouse who can provide for you financially or give you the lifestyle that you want. But if that's all you're searching for, it's very easy to miss other things, other important factors of the relationship. Are you overlooking character flaws that this person has? Are you overlooking potential incompatibility that will affect the relationship down the road? Relationships are about us in some respect, but they're really not a selfish thing. Because if you get into one and it doesn't work out, it's going to affect you. It's going to affect the other person. If you have children with this person, it will affect the children and potentially each other's family. So you really want to look at all of the other factors that make a relationship work or not work. Again, if you're in a long-term relationship, it's not going to remain transactional. Eventually you're going to have to learn how to deal with conflict with this person. You're going to have to make compromises in the relationship. You're going to have to be able to support one another in your goals. And, if you just strictly focus on one aspect of the relationship and you don't focus on other areas, what's going to happen in the long term? Like, is that really going to make you happy? You have to really think about that. And I just want to, point out a scripture. I always like to have some type of biblical foundation because this is a wisdom channel and my foundation is in the word. So if you look at Proverbs 18:22, it says that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtains favor of the Lord, right? So if you are a believer and you truly agree with this scripture, I don't think that a lot of the tactics that a lot of modern women or modern dating sites will give you align with this scripture. And here's why. So it says that he that findeth a wife, right? Assuming that a man will find a partner or he will seek out a partner. So if you're a hypergamous woman and you are searching intentionally for a specific type of man, in my opinion, now I could be wrong, but this is just how I view things. If you are out hunting, so to speak, looking for someone with certain resources, wouldn't that put you in a masculine role or in a masculine mindset? Even if you're not physically chasing or pursuing a man, when you have this mindset, to me, it puts you in kind of like a masculine energy. You know, you can't just sit back and relax, be yourself, and allow someone to come to you by attracting them with your feminine energy. You kind of have to take on the role of a man and, you know, for lack of a better term, use manipulation in order to secure, you know, these resources that you're looking for. So I just want to put that out there. Like, it's not necessarily what you're doing, it's how you go about it. I don't necessarily want to have to do that kind of work in a dating setting. I want it to be somewhat, what's the word? Organic, people like to say. I want it to be a little more organic because, you know, I can kind of see more of where this person is coming from. What kind of intentions do they have towards me? I think if you are always looking or hunting or trying to strategize and, you know, use all these tactics in dating, I think it just makes you more vulnerable as a woman. I really do. Because anything that you chase becomes the prize, right? And we want to be the prize in the relationship. We want to know our worth, and we want whoever's pursuing us to know our worth and treat us as such. So we have to be the feminine prize that we want people to treat us as. Essentially what I'm saying is I don't think that hypergamy is necessarily wrong. I don't think it's black and white, right? I don't think the desire is wrong at all. Just like most men desire to have a beautiful woman. I don't think that's wrong at all. Or even men who may desire to have a younger woman. I don't think that that's wrong because for men, it has more to do with fertility, right? It's not necessarily wrong. It's innate. It's not something that we necessarily can control, but you can control the way you approach things. And I would hope that as a woman, you see yourself, like I said, as a prize to be won. And it's better to entertain someone who sees you as that prize than it is to try and pursue someone and try to make them see you as a prize because they have something that you want. Now, you can disagree with me. My views are just that. They're just my views. It's not set in stone. They may even change over time, but I just want us to really dissect some of this information that we're consuming instead of just accepting it and taking it as the law. Just really think about it and assess who you are and who you want to be in the situation. Some decisions you make now, they really impact your future. And you might look back and say, well, I got what I wanted, but I'm not happy. I don't like who I am. I don't like this person that I've become. And it doesn't really have any meaning for me, right? So I just want us as women to live with an abundance mindset. You already have everything you need, and anything you don't have is coming to you. You will have it. So with an abundance mindset, you can make better decisions on who you choose to align with, who you spend your time with, who you let into your life, who you share your energy with, and so on and so forth. And I believe that everybody has a very unique purpose, and you don't want to destroy or hinder or delay that purpose in your life because you're making superficial connections with people. And so, as with anything in life, relationships are multifaceted, and you have to consider several things going into them. So I just hope and pray that you'll use wisdom and discernment in your pursuit of love, marriage, and relationships. And that's all I can hope for. So let me know. Do you agree with what I'm saying? Do you disagree? Do you have maybe a different perspective? Please feel free to share it. I don't mind, people disagreeing or having a different take. Just please be respectful of the channel and of other members. But yeah, I would love for you to like, comment, share, and subscribe. That's all I have for today. My name is Brianna Moore, and just remember, you are not alone. You're not ever alone, okay? You are seen and you are loved, and you are not alone. Until next time.